For nearly 70 years, the old Clark Bridge was the most direct route from Alton, Illinois to St. Louis, Missouri. But the old bridge had become a bumpy traffic bottleneck. Everyone agreed a new bridge was needed. Building a bridge across the mighty Mississippi would require expert project management skills. Projects are special operations designed to accomplish a set of objectives in a limited time frame. Managing projects involves identifying tasks, making time estimates, projecting resource requirements, and preparing budgets, then monitoring progress and revising plans as needed. It's also important to organize tasks in the proper order to ensure the project's success. This project began with the bridge design. The designers chose a cabled-stayed span bridge for its strength and low cost. It's a design that has never been attempted quite like this anywhere in the world. Before construction could begin, the state had to break down the job and award contracts. Work breakdown structures help project managers determine exactly what needs to be done, so that they can estimate how long it will take. A hierarchy of activities is established. In this case, the state divided the bridge up into sections and awarded each section to a different contractor, which encourages more competitive pricing. The total budget for the bridge was $86 million, and the deadline was 3 years and 5 months away. When undertaking such a large project, involving thousands of tasks and multiple contractors, scheduling becomes a critical element. One of the most popular techniques for scheduling is a Gantt chart. The Gantt chart uses layers of timelines indicating activities, durations, and dates. This Gantt chart was created by Massman Construction to schedule work on the Missouri approach. The state of Illinois required each contractor to submit Gantt charts in their progress reports. Specifications for the custom tapered towers required different measurements for each steel bar, which took extra time. They carefully moved these heavy forms into place, spliced each bar to its mate, and poured another higher section of concrete. But this concrete failed the state's quality test.
Took a hammer and chipped some of the concrete off the surface, and I noticed that it was very soft, very lightweight. I took a sample down with me to the field office, and I noticed it was so lightweight it would actually float on the water.
More than 215 cubic feet of concrete needed to be removed, and fast. All tower work was shut down. The natural reaction was to rush to catch up, but that can be dangerous. And late in the year, the fall weather increases the danger and the delays. Spring finally arrived, and the cable supporting crowning sections were added to finish the towers. The Illinois approach contractor got a late start. Then a crane tipped while trying to lift an oversized load. They fell further behind when the excavator hit an old sunken barge while excavating for the underwater foundations. They decided to cut a huge steel square out of the old barge to make room for the foundation. The schedulers, in turn, had to make room for this costly delay. PERT, or Performance Evaluation and Review Technique, and CPM, or Critical Path Method, are two of the most widely used techniques for scheduling large, complex projects. They display the sequential relationships among activities and reveal which activities must be completed on time. Both PERT and CPM use deterministic and probabilistic time estimates. Deterministic estimates are used when activity times can be fairly well established, while probabilistic estimates are used for activity times that are less certain. They're useful in coping with unpredictable winter weather and untested procedures, such as installation of the bridge's innovative cable stays. With much of the road deck in place, it was time to close the gaps, and the bridge was vulnerable to weather damage until the gaps were closed. Surveyors had to check for movement of the two sections and for proper fit. The crew rushed to fit the final girder before the midday heat expanded the bridge. It fit, and everyone was feeling optimistic. All of the problems had been solved to that point.
One thing about this structure, for the size of it and for the dollar cost, which is right at $85 million, there haven't been any major problems that we couldn't solve. My boss said this could well be the first bridge built across the Mississippi on budget and on time.
But then it rained, and rained, and really rained. The construction site was underwater. The flood was the worst in 500 years, with dozens of people dying and billions of dollars in property damage. Little work could be done until the waters finally subsided in mid-September. Schedules and budgets required major revisions and crashing. Crashing is a scheduling technique for shortening normal schedules through the use of additional resources or by transferring resources from other activities. The big question is, When does the cost for the time saved exceed the benefit? As work resumed, schedules were crashed in various ways. It was a race to the finish with crews working 16-hour days.